Yeah.
So what I was simply looking for was to be able to share with people was the information that, of the state of play of Jane's charges. Well, having done that, I then discovered that basically she had done this with a whole bunch of other people, including the people who first got her onto the case. That's Doctors Truott and Bill Deagle in the States. And then, outrageously, she's turned on a guy called John Hamill. Now, John Hamill is an attorney in the United States, and John Hamill has been fighting the case for health freedom for probably 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, John Hamill is the guy who probably could be credited with first drawing people's attention to the Codex Alimentarius agenda back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
And she turned on Hamill. And now John is, he calls a spade a shovel. And so John actually rose to the bait and sent back some very, very disparaging emails, the language of which was something less than legal.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is that Jane Burgermeister has persistently and consistently not only refused point blank to produce the evidence that she has filed charges, she has turned on anybody and everybody, and the list includes Jim Core, myself, Desiree Rover, which is completely outrageous because Desiree Rover lost a child to vaccines, and Desiree Rover has been a campaigner against the vaccinations for probably, I think, about 12, 15 years. And Desiree Rover had actually donated a significant chunk of money to Jane Burgermeister.
Yeah, that's it.
But then asked Jane Burgermeister how the money would be spent, and she got attacked.
That's it. Yeah.
And then Desiree asked her, of course, for the information, about the charges that she'd filed, and once again got attacked. And by the way, if you send Jane Burgermeister more than 2 emails after having asked for the proof of the charges, she will then threaten you with legal charges of stalking her.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is, let me put this, I'm going to put this as bluntly as possible. The only people who believe today that Jane Burgermeister is out there in front, walking the talk, leading the truth community in the legal fight against the likes of Baxter and Novartis, are those who don't do research, are those who, unfortunately, due to lack of time or lack of motivation or just outright gullibility of taking things at face value, take her at her word.
Absolutely.
Now, in recent days, of course, Jane Burgermeister has upped her campaign because she has claimed that she's under threat by a corrupt Austrian judiciary, who are trying to deprive her of her freedom because she has gone on the attack of Baxter and Novartis. Now, once again, I don't profess to know the specific details of what's currently occurring in Austria, but based on my experience and many other people's experience of her, I mean, another very, very well-respected researcher that she's attacked is William Engdahl, the author of Seeds of Destruction and his latest book, Totalitarian Democracy. I mean, William is an economist. He's a researcher of the highest caliber. And, basically, she went on the attack and accused him of being disinfo, which is her standard response to anybody who looks as though they might expose her. Now, the problem here is that for a lot of people, they just turn around, and I did this initially. I thought, okay, well, I haven't got the time to waste on her, so, we'll just let it go.
Mm-hmm.
And I was prepared to let it go. But then, Jim Core, who in my opinion is doing an amazing job. I mean, he's right out there in the front, devoting time, energy, money to raising awareness. And like the rest of us, he's encouraging people to, not take him at his word, but to do their own research. And she went on a US radio station at the weekend and accused him of being an agent of the New World Order, a disinfo agent. So, I got to tell you that I've just decided enough is enough. And let this fall where it may. But I'm just not prepared to let this continue. I mean, this woman, there's no question. The website that she created, or rather the webmaster, Johan Nicholson, created, did an amazing job in terms of drawing awareness to the whole of the swine flu scam.
Yeah, people went around putting the link. I mean, we even used that link on one of our documents. Now, one of our guys at the time actually, what we were talking about, shouldn't we just avoid putting this website on? But it was too late. Some of our leaflets had the website on.
Right.
And it was, some of the articles were mentioned that a lot of the stories were a little bit exaggerated and they weren't backed up by any facts.
Yeah.
And that was what triggered, what triggered me into questioning more last year. And since then I've really backed off from promoting, her website. And then obviously around the time that you joined Facebook, I sort of saw this all unfold with you and Jim around about the same time. And I was just amazed when people obviously started posting the, you had to post the archive of the emails backwards and forwards. And it's happened to too many people. It's not, I just don't believe that it just doesn't seem real at all. It does.
Well, now she's turned on her webmaster. Now, I didn't take issue with her webmaster. Because at the end of the day, he was responsible for posting Jane's diatribe on the website, against myself and Jim.
Yeah.
But we let that ride. We just sort of say, okay, fine. People at the end of the day can make their own calls. We'll just let it ride. But now she's turned on her webmaster because her webmaster has realized that actually she was, lying and deceiving him for much of this journey. So he's now posted. If you Google, Jane Burgermeister and just Google Johan, Johan, and you can see the lengthy letter and lengthy articles because she attacked him. She got on the phone and ranted at his wife.
Yeah.
Now, clearly,
it's not.
Jane is not well. I think we can all agree that the behaviour here is of somebody who is not well. Now, the reason for her being unwell could be multifaceted. It could be simply that, she's created this mythology about herself, and now it's unraveling.
Absolutely.
And rather than admit, I've said to her right from the outset, I said, Jane, if, for whatever reason, I don't understand why it is you won't share the links, but, if you have actually filed charges and done everything you've claimed to do, but I just, can't find it, but it's there and you produce that evidence, I'll be the first to stand in line and apologise.
Exactly.
For the misunderstanding. So, this has nothing more to do with trying to reach the bottom of the facts than anything else. So, please just post the evidence and we can bring all this to a halt. Exactly. But of course she doesn't, she can't. And now we're in a situation where she's maybe dug a very, very deep hole for herself. And, now she's posted a video of her saying she'll never be taken alive and she'll commit suicide before she goes to jail. Well, once again, this could be a very sophisticated psyop.
That's what I was about to say. My take on it, and I prefer to use facts, but it just smells of a massive psychological operation. If not, then psychological problems. She's got mental problems because of all the pressure and it's sent her over the edge. Obviously, that's the more reasonable, suggestion.
Sure, exactly.
Feels like a stage show. It feels like we're all herded into this website and this new personality that came on the scene from absolutely nowhere. And everyone was herded into following her and sticking up for her. And now people are saying, oh, look, guys, we still need to support her. She's ill. She's sick. I say, well, even if you're that sick, surely you'd be able to back up what you're trying to say. If she's got the ability to come and stand up in front of an audience and do a presentation, she can't be that sick. Surely there must be something else going on. So that's my take on it. I don't have any evidence for that, but like you say, you think it's got good potential to be a psyop, and I think that as well. And I think Anthony, I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah. I don't know. Well, here, how about I throw in a quote on disinformation agents?
By the way.
This is from a book, Psychological Warfare Against Nazi Germany by Daniel Lerner, and it was printed in 1948. And then he talks about disinformation agents, and he says, credibility is the condition of persuasion. Before you can make a man do what you say, you must make him believe what you say. A necessary condition for gaining his credence is that you do not permit him to catch you in your lies. Hence the constraint upon all propagandists is to accurately report matters which are subject to verification by the audience. Yeah. Propaganda, to be effective, must be credible. So 99% of whatever disinformation agent puts out has to be completely accurate and credible and verifiable. It's 1% is the poison. And
exactly.
If you look to,
see, this is the point which I'm wary that we're running obviously a lot over, but briefly before we question about the books. When the document was sent out, this massively thick document about all the charges accusing certain people of, been part of depopulation and all this type of thing, this thick document was sent around, and we were all encouraged to print it out and put our names on it and take it to our local police station. And I watched a show with Paul Byrne and Amanda Blake talking about this, and I said to our group, I'm willing to do it, but I want to look at it all myself. I want to dissect this massive document, and I want to take out the bits that I'm happy with. It was so big that I would never get through it. I just couldn't get through it. It was too big. It was too much in. I thought,
it's 135 pages.
Exactly. It was good. So the agenda for me was, you're getting people to put their name on a massive document that they could never talk about. If you were to stand up in front of someone without that document in a police station, they'd say, look, is there something wrong with you?